Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Mr. Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country. Mr. Tobin.
Thank you. Warami, Nalawa. Welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us and for the invitation to welcome you all here this morning. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated, particularly by our elders. Education is highly valued in Aboriginal culture as well. Knowledge meant survival, and our elders are traditionally accorded great respect for their accumulated wisdom and experience. My family descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. As such, he enrolled his daughter, Maria, into the Native Institution, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie himself, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. She studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her families out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name from. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here this morning. And with good reason. Your progress progresses us all. Your advancement is our advancement. Now that was perhaps more readily understood in traditional times when clan groups were smaller and abided by strict sharing laws. It meant the food that you brought back from your day's activities was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your good fortune and efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we get clever about it. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly did in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 240 years ago, he described the people he encountered at Botany Bay as one of the happiest people he had met in the world. They had nothing, he wrote, but the tools that they carried. They made shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the land without tilling the earth. In traditional times, everyone was accorded rights to the country or clan area where he or she was born into. So there was no homelessness, and no rich and poor either. Everyone had pretty much the same amount of gear, what you could carry. There were no armies or jails or even police. We have no history of slavery or empire building, no kings. People cooperated to collect the resources which were then shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands are maintained in their natural state, with people, the rivers clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them around here as they have done for the past 20,000 years. Now remember, this is not a dream or an ideal. This was normal life for a very, very long time. And there is no reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us now, but we've got to get even more clever. So I would say expect great things from your lives, people, and do great things. There's still great magic in the world and lots of opportunities to contribute and to create a future that's worthy of our children. Together we can do this, and we can all do our bit. I'll do mine by winding up and letting you good people graduate. Just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you. Welcome to country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honourable Michael Egan. Mr. Egan.
Well, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and we usually have a few toddlers here and a few babies. Now, unfortunately, one mother has just escaped with her little baby. We have a rule here: if a baby makes a noise during a graduation ceremony or starts to cry, you're to stay exactly where you are. We don't want you missing the ceremony. We've all heard babies cry before. It doesn't bother us in any way at all. I've heard worse. I was in Parliament for 25 years, so it doesn't bother me one little bit to hear the cry of a baby. And in any event, we've discovered from experience that if a baby cries during a graduation ceremony, they're usually back within about 25 years to take out their first PhD. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my very great pleasure to, as Chancellor of Macquarie University, to preside at this ceremony today. First, I welcome our graduands, and I hope today will be a very happy and memorable occasion for all of you, because you deserve to take pride, great pride, in your graduation. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind, you need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. So welcome and congratulations to each and every one of you. Today I also want to welcome, and especially welcome, those of you who are sitting behind our graduands as their invited guests. Because if you think about it for a moment, you've all obviously done very well too. The very fact that you're here, the fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share one of the great days of their lives, is proof positive that you've been very important in their lives and the successes that we celebrate today. So mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, cousins, sons and daughters, grandmothers and grandfathers, friends, husbands and wives, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, or whatever you are, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. And I don't want you to think either that observing today's ceremony is the end of your role. I have another important service for you to perform for our newest graduates, as they will soon become. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our graduands are too self-effacing to proclaim their own success, you make sure that you do it for them. Now, the ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today and participating in ceremonies just like this one. Indeed, there are some 50 universities in the world which can trace their history back more than 500 years. Macquarie, by comparison, is relatively young, only 49 years of age. But in those 49 years, we've come a long way. We now have more than 145,000 Macquarie graduates living in more than 140 countries. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. We're regarded as one of Australia's leading research universities and are currently extending our research as we are our course offerings and facilities. We're always trying to engage with the world around us. We've forged strong alliances with the community and with industry and are keen to establish more. On your way here today, you may have seen our new Macquarie University Hospital, which is used by the students and academics in our new School of Advanced Medicine. You may have also seen our new library, which provides a 21st century learning and research environment, and our new Advanced Hearing Hub, which was opened only a few months ago, which is a world-leading institute dedicated to advances in hearing, speech and language science. So we're looking forward and we're on the move. We want Macquarie always to be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And graduands, in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. Thank you.
Chancellor, I call on Mr. Andrew Turner, who is graduating today with a Master of Commerce to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Mr. Turner.
Good morning. Chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates, and guests. Thank you for celebrating this special occasion with us today. It is a great privilege for me to speak on behalf of my fellow graduates. First of all, I'd like to thank our lecturers and our tutors for sharing with us their knowledge and providing us with the necessary skills to finish our degrees. I'd like to thank you for believing in us. Support is very important. I can recall back when I was in Year 7, my parents and I were summoned to the office of the student coordinator. He sat us down and proceeded to inform my parents that because I was achieving below average reading scores, I would never get to university or ever have a chance graduating. This was an unbelievable thing for a school to say to parents, and they were shocked by a lack of belief shown. My parents endeavoured to make sure that I had the support I needed from the university and from them, and once I started university, I found that it was a very different environment. The university fostered my learning. Without the support from my lecturers throughout my time, I may never have graduated, and for this, I'm eternally grateful. From what my time here has taught me is that you should never listen to the people who do not believe in you. You should always surround yourself with people who believe in you and will help you reach your goals and overcome obstacles. To my fellow graduates, congratulations. However, I would like to remind you that today is not only about you. Today is also about friends, and it's also about family. For those whose family are here to celebrate, please make sure that you thank them and also pose for every single photo that they want, even if you don't want to. This day will often have more meaning for them than for you. For you, it may be about getting a piece of paper and wearing a weird-looking outfit. For them, it signifies that you are finally becoming independent, and hopefully, for some of you, finally move out of home. I would recommend that you get a photo with friends and family, another by the lake, and finally, one next to a signature piece of Macquarie art. Macquarie has provided us with the necessary skills and the necessary facilities to better ourselves. It has given us more than just a degree. It has given us an opportunity to experience a diverse range of activities. It has provided us the opportunity to play mixed netball and touch football, to partake in a broad range of university societies, and to make lifelong friends. And for some of us, it has also provided us with the ability to master the most confusing program in the world, Microsoft Excel. I hope that you've all enjoyed your time at Macquarie and that you've experienced all that it has to offer. I encourage that you seek out new challenges, whether that be in the work or by furthering your education here at Macquarie. It is through challenging ourselves that we find out what we are capable of and who we really are. It proves to us that we're not just what other people think we're capable of. I congratulate you for graduating today, and I wish you the best of luck in the future. Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations, Andrew, on your degree and your Master of Commerce degree. But congratulations too on believing in yourself, despite someone doubting your capacity to come to university and to succeed at university. If you've got the name of that person, I'd like to write them a letter and just tell them how wrong they were. So make sure you catch up with me after the ceremony. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the part of the ceremony which is the one that makes me a bit nervous, and that's the conferring of degrees, because I'm assured that if I give a degree to someone who's not eligible to receive it, I can't take it back. So I have to ask the registrar to give me an absolute ironclad assurance that none of you were ever late for a lecture, none of you ever missed a class, none of you were ever late in submitting an assignment, and if I get that assurance, I can graduate you, but without it, I'm afraid I can't. Deputy Registrar, can you give me that assurance?
Chancellor, I certify that all candidates presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
Believe it or not, that's all of you. Yep. Will graduands, in the name of the Council of Macquarie University, and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Graduates, congratulations.
Please be seated. Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics. This is the largest faculty at Macquarie and one of the largest in Australia. A broad range of programs in some of the most exciting and topical areas of business and economics are offered, and they continue to be in high demand domestically and internationally. Graduates from this faculty have recorded employment levels and starting salaries well above the average for all Australian business schools. Research in the faculty is cutting edge and innovative and feeds into teaching, giving students the best possible learning experience. This faculty includes research and study areas in accounting, actuarial studies, applied finance, economics, management, and marketing. Chancellor, I now call on Professor Philomena Leung, Head of Department for Accounting and Corporate Governance within the Faculty of Business and Economics, to present the graduates. Professor Leung.
Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Accounting Professional, Rika Adnari. Yuan An, who has been awarded the Vice Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Maria Belasova. Jin Chen. Juan Cheng. Wei Li Cheng. Wei Qi Chen. Yi Chong Chen. Yi Song Chu. Robert John Clementi. Yan Chui. Ting Di. Sai Ling Du. Li Wendong. Rosa Maria Espana Torres. Shen Ting Fang. Yi Han Fu. Sarah Louise Gaydon. Yu Yuan Gu. Shan Shan He. Cui Fan Sha. Jin Jing Wang. Yi Wang. Eureka Iguchi. Kunu Jaran Wathana Winyu. Qi Ting Zhang. Wei Zhang. Pooja Joshi. Han Julie. Bo Lee. Tay Lee. Shan Lee. Ying Li. Yu Han Li. Jalen Lin. Hai Tao Liu. 領別了。那魯也請老傳開話應嘛Alina Mali Hussain Mahdi Muntasa bin Budata Kai Pan Zhu Yang Peng Cynthia Sakaran Prasanna Yi Ming Chao Sri Krishna Rajmi Shay Shang Sheng Kathy Nisu Peng Tang Ru Ying Chang Yi Chi Tang Lin Wang Ting Ting Wang Yu Chi Wang Shen Shen Wei Jenny 3 Ricker Marathon Day Yu Shi. Ming Chong Shao. Xin Xin. Xi Ming Yang. Yan Cheng Yang. Shan Kui Lin. Shi Jia Yu. Yi Yu. Jin Sen. Nan Zhan. Xi Zhang. Ya Li Zhang. Yi Zhang. Yon Xin Zhang. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Commerce, Apana Nair. Joseph Nasser. Kelly Ng. Sisu Huang Nguyen. Su Huang Nguyen. Vanessa Giuliani Orentoro. Tian Pang. Jia Lin Chu, Audrey Renaduya, Ming Ruan, Andrew Wisnu Sadeli, Panjapa Sasudayatham, Jacob Daniel Sian Kalapo, Pendu Adi Satawat, Shanji Chen, Jia Shi Shi, Yu Shu, Victoria Subanina, Tao Shong, Pradapon Sakarwatarunku, En Chi Sun, Andrew Graham Turner, String Hong An Hu, Dayan Wang, Chuan Wang, Xu Liang Wang, Ru Nan Wei, Tian Wei, Jing Wu, Xi Chengshei, 爬经书、习俗书、谁山庄、经仪书、以海湾、烧子腰、Thank you. Rahadi Katu Yuwano. Chuan Zhang. Fang Zhang. Kun Zhang. Lai Yu Zhang. Kai Hua Zhao. Zhan Quan Zhong. Kan Xuan Shu. I present a graduate admitted to the degree, the honors degree of Bachelor of Commerce Accounting, Feng Lu. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Jia Lei Hei. Leng Hua Liu. Pui Sun Ho. Kai Hu. Andrew Huang. Xi Wei Huang. Hian Sop Iem. Chao Jan. Wei Zhang. Yi Shen Zhang. Warwick Gordon Kelly. Maria Khan. Alessandra Kucherik. Tomas Alexander Kukilan. Anthony Ming Din Ku. Ka Kyu Kwok. Tian Yu Li. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Accounting as Mita KC. Alessandra Louise Kincaid. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Professional Accounting, Ha Ngoc Van. Sen Gwen Ha. Kinnadi Han. Xiao Hui Hao. Xu Feng Hao. Maria Hassan. Johnny Henderson. Chun Sing Jeffrey Ho. Ka-hei Matthew Ho. Ka Ho Ho, Vanessa Ho, Shan Jun Shu, Chao Quan Huang, Sarah Ruping Huang, Ka Nok Hoi, Tan Yu Hoi, Pei Yu Zhang, Qi Zhang, Xi Zhang, Xiao Zhang, Ru Tong Kang, Priepo Ko, Chen Jong Kim, Hannah Kim, Shan Kiu Kwong, Rafael Andraca Custadio, Ka Ying Kwong, Juan Cheng Luen, Chancellor. That completes this morning's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics.
Did you like that? I thought you might. Would you like to hear that voice, by the way, that magnificent voice belongs to Angela Brewer. Would you like to hear her sing just a little bit more? Okay, what you do, you enrol in another degree, and when you come back, I promise you she'll be singing at your next graduation too. Well, ladies and I think she needs another great round of applause, don't you? And so too do our fabulous musicians, our trumpeter over there, Melanie McLaughlin. And our organist, Dr. James Forsyth. And I'd also especially like to thank our alumni volunteers who come along to make your graduation run smoothly. I think they deserve a great round of applause too. Well, graduates and ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Emma Jane Newton. Since joining Credit Suisse in 2001, Emma Jane Newton has worked in the Sydney, New York, London and Melbourne offices in financial sponsor coverage and leveraged finance. Her current role is Head of Telecom, Media, Technology and Education coverage in the Investment Banking Department. Emma Jane is involved in a number of programs to try to boost the number of young women joining the investment banking sector. She is a member of Women in Banking and Finance, Education and Mentoring Subcommittee and is also a member of Macquarie University's Department of Applied Finance and Actuarial Studies Advisory Board. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Emma Jane Newton.
Chancellor, members of the University, graduates and guests, it is an honour to speak to you today. Thankfully for you, I won't be singing. To the graduating class, congratulations. You are now at the starting line of your first race. From your first finger painting, to the first book you read, to the last exam or essay you handed in at Macquarie University, you are now prepared to take to the starting blocks of your first race. Your learning up until now has brought you here. You now need to decide what event will be your first and appreciate your best chance at success will come from continued training and development, as well as adapting and anticipating the changing environment around you. As the Greek philosopher said, the only thing that is constant is change. So, what do you need to do now to maximise your chance of succeeding in the race ahead? I still remember my thoughts the night before my first day of work starting in investment banking at Credit Suisse in Melbourne. I was frantically trying to recall the theory of the capital asset pricing model and my multiple regression analysis from my honours year in econometrics. I expected that my employer would rigorously test me on this and that all of the detail of the subjects I'd studied would be required on the job. In fact, the most important lesson I had taken from university was an appreciation of how to learn and how to solve problems. I've continued to use those building blocks to gain additional skills over many years on the job. So what are some of those skills that I've learned in my race so far that will help you on your own race ahead? There are three that I would like to leave you with today, and they are perpetually innovate, be global, and embrace proactive collaboration. So what do I mean by perpetually innovate? The journeys of some of the highly accomplished Macquarie University alumni you joined today highlight this very well. They have challenged and reinvented themselves in the businesses they have founded or led. Take Napoleon Paradisus, whose makeup I'm actually wearing today, who studied a Bachelor of Arts and started his career in a small makeup studio just around the corner in Leichhardt. He's grown his brand to become a global icon of makeup, with cosmetics sold in 4,500 locations around the world. Or Anthony Field, who studied early childhood education, was a member of rock band The Cockroaches, spent time in the Australian Army, worked as a preschool teacher and went on to found the Wiggles, the children's band, which has consistently been the highest grossing Australian act and has achieved global acclaim, including the acclaim of my nieces. And finally, Catherine Livingstone, who graduated with first-class honours in accounting, similar to some of you sitting here today. And she practiced as an accountant, went on to become the CEO of Cochlear, the Australian hearing aid manufacturer. She also helped to ensure the survival of the National Government Body for Scientific Research, the CSIRO, and served as its chairman. Catherine Livingstone also masterminded the turnaround of Telstra, acting as its chairman, a role she now holds and still holds since 2009. And she's presided over an improved relationship for Telstra with the government, the national broadband agreements, and she's seen Telstra's share price rise from around $3 to $5 today, to name just a few of her achievements. So what is it that makes these people special? In a recent article on Catherine Livingstone, her recipe for success was described as a rare combination of technological, financial and strategic smarts, diplomacy and inner toughness. Like the businesses these alumni have founded and led, the most important companies over time are those who have continued to adapt. You will all know the stories of Steve Jobs and his relentless pursuit of innovation within Apple, but there are many other examples. Take 3M, the global conglomerate which makes everything from adhesives to car care products. It was originally a mining company. Or Nokia, the Finnish mobile phone manufacturer, to be acquired by Microsoft. It was originally a pulp mill when it was established in 1865. Or Tiffany, the global luxury jeweller. When it was founded in 1837, it was a stationery producer. Another example, if you look at the top 10 wealthiest Australians aged under 40, 7 of them have generated their wealth from innovative technology companies. I'm fortunate in my job that I get to work with these entrepreneurs to assist them in financing the continued growth of their companies. As a leader of tomorrow, you must perpetually innovate if you are to maintain a competitive advantage, just as these people and organisations have. Now to my second observation, be global. Businesses operate in an ever more global landscape. In my career at Credit Suisse, I've worked in 4 offices, including New York and London. These experiences have allowed me to better understand the markets and culture of people I do business with on a daily basis. I would encourage you all to seek out opportunities to work internationally, as technology has enabled marketplaces to be truly global. So to excel, you will need to think and act in a global context. I've seen many corporate transactions fail due to a lack of understanding of the cultural nuances of the people on the other side of the negotiating table. You cannot effectively do business with someone unless you understand their culture and their motivations when transacting with you. As you think about the countries Australia will expand its economic and trading relationships with, you don't have to look too far, only north to Asia. China's importance to Australia has grown such that it is now our largest trading partner. In conversations I have with Australian boards, chief executives, and other C-suite professionals, any discussion about Australia's growth and the growth of the businesses that they run quickly navigates towards the outlook for China and Asia. 4 of Australia's 5 largest trading partners are Asian countries. Given the proximity we have, agreeable time zone, it is clear that our alignment and dependence on Asia will only become stronger as you become more senior in your own careers. These trading relationships in themselves are going through a massive transformation. Our minerals and fuels currently represent 50% of our exports, but this is likely to change as developing markets develop and their need for our raw materials decline. This is a risk acutely at the top of minds of the leaders of our mining and resources companies as they grapple with how to adapt given this impending shift. Australia's 4th largest export behind iron ore, coal and gold is education. And Asia and China in particular, and as Asia and China in particular grow their middle class and transition to a consumer-led economy, we will need to adapt and grow our services-based exports such as education, as well as tourism and agriculture, if we are continue to grow as a nation. This change will create great opportunities for you in your careers if you choose to be global. Now to my final observation, proactive collaboration. As you consider how to perpetually innovate and be global, there are a couple of attributes the most successful people I have worked with all display. They are proactive and they embrace collaboration. So be proactive. Opportunity comes to those who seek out more. I have observed many graduates start in the teams I've worked in, and it is inevitably those who ask for more, put forward their original thoughts and ideas, who excel. This also ties back to innovation. Innovation is the process of creating something new. To do this, you need to cause something to happen, to be proactive, not to react to what has already happened. This will be scary at times as people will doubt you, but maintain your conviction in what you believe and listen to others' perspectives. Collaborate. Appreciate that success has many fathers. Take the Swiss international tennis champion Roger Federer. Although we see him perform individually, he's supported by a large team of coaches, dietitians, fitness trainers, a massage therapist who happens to be Australian, spokespeople, agents, and not to mention corporate sponsors such as Credit Suisse. Without this team supporting him, Roger may not have achieved what he has. Collaborating means embracing your strengths, being astute to your weaknesses, and drawing upon the ability of others which differ from your own. These three skills that we've discussed are neatly summarised in the Australian Government's recently published Australian Century White Paper, which explored the opportunities for Australia in the Asian century. It was said that Australia's commercial success in the region requires that highly innovative, competitive Australian firms and institutions develop collaborative relationships with others in the region. I wish you the best of luck as you embark on your careers, which will embrace perpetual innovation, be global, and benefit from proactive collaboration. Now, as you take these ideas to the starting line of your race, bear in mind, life is not a destination, it is a journey. Enjoy the ride. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Emma Jane, and graduates, I'm sure you'll agree there was some great advice there. And Emma Jane is right when she says it's not the facts that you learn at university in your various courses that stay with you throughout life, it's the skills that you pick up, that you hone when you are learning those facts, if you like. So thank you very much, Emma Jane, for being such an important part of our ceremony this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, please join with me in giving Emma another great round of applause. Well, graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with Macquarie. From today on, for the rest of your lives, you are part of the bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni, and part of the network of Macquarie alumni, which now spans the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our alumni program, which is focused on lifelong learning, lifelong support, and lifelong connections. Our commitment to you is to help you keep in touch and engaged with Macquarie throughout your life. And graduates, please do make sure to come back to Macquarie to study perhaps, or to attend alumni events, or even use our aquatic and fitness facilities. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. Believe it or not, you, each and every one of you, can change the world, and you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it either, because almost everything you do, in your homes, in your workplaces, and in your communities matters and can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society, through the decades, indeed the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life or a great career or a great achievement. So as Chancellor of Macquarie University, I charge you to use what you have learned, not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge you have acquired with rigour and integrity, and to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry. I charge you to recognise the worth and dignity of all people, particularly those who have not had the opportunities that you have enjoyed. I charge you to set high goals and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far. I charge you, wherever you go, to go with all your heart. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. Now, graduates, I hope also that you'll always remember the people who've helped you along the way, many of whom, of course, are here with you today. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm now going to ask you to do a couple of things. Graduates, would you now please stand? I'd like you to put your degrees on the seats behind you so that your hands are free. And I'd like you to turn around and face your families and friends. And now I want you to give them a mighty round of applause. Well, now, graduates, you can turn around now, but please don't sit down because we'll be leaving in just a moment. There are also some people on the dais who I'm sure you'd like to thank. They're the representatives of our academic community who, of course, have helped you along the way, so please join with me in thanking them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the official party will now leave the graduation hall through the centre aisle and will be followed by all of the graduates. I would invite everyone to now please stand. And please remain standing until the last of the graduates have processed out. And then I hope you'll join us in the marquee overlooking the lake for some light refreshments. Well, graduates, I wish you the very best for the future. And in the words of the old Irish blessing, may the road rise up to meet you, may the wind always be at your back, may the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you and good luck.